The Many Channels of Cable, Episode 1, The Pilot, New Year, New Journey. Happy New Year. Wherever you are listening from, however this year found you, I want to start by saying, welcome. Welcome to 2026, and welcome to the very beginning of something new. Not just a new podcast or a new YouTube channel, but a new chapter for me creatively, and if you stick around, maybe for you too. If you are listening to this right now, you have officially tuned into the Many Channels of Cable. This is the first episode, the pilot, the moment where an idea finally stops living quietly in my head and starts existing out loud. My name is Cable. Yes, like the TV. Like the thing your parents insisted they needed, even though they watched the same handful of channels every night. Like the bill you kept meaning to cancel but somehow never did. I have heard every joke, every pause, every raised eyebrow. At this point, I lean into it, because it actually fits. Unlike your old cable subscription, I am not here to overwhelm you with noise or sell you things you did not ask for. I am here to share stories, thoughts, and creative work, honestly, and without shrinking them down to something more convenient. I am genuinely glad you are here. I want to be clear about something right from the start. This show is not a sudden rebrand or a pivot driven by pressure or trends. This is not me chasing visibility for the sake of it. This is me finally allowing myself to stop compressing who I am into small, explainable pieces. For a long time, I tried to present myself in neat summaries, short bios, clean captions, easy labels. And while those things are useful, they never really told the full story. Something always felt missing, like I was constantly editing myself before anyone else even had the chance to. This platform exists because I am done pretending that my creativity only fits in one container. The name The Many Channels of Cable came from that realization. My life, my creativity, and my inner world have never moved in straight lines. I do not experience things one at a time. I experience them layered, overlapping, sometimes contradictory, sometimes beautifully connected. For a long time, I thought that meant I was unfocused or scattered. I spent years trying to correct that, trying to streamline myself into something easier to understand. But what I eventually learned is that complexity is not a flaw, it is a feature. This show is built on that truth. It is a space where curiosity is allowed to lead, where multiple interests can exist without competing with each other, where I can talk about writing one week, reflection the next, humor one day, and something heavier the next without having to explain why. Because that is how my mind works. And I know I am not alone in that. If you have ever felt like you were made up of more than one version of yourself, if you have ever struggled to answer the question, "What do you do?" without wanting to give a long explanation, then this space was made with you in mind. So, what is this channel really about? At its core, it is about creativity and honesty. It is about letting ideas unfold in real time instead of forcing them into perfectly packaged sound bites. Some episodes will feel conversational. Some will feel reflective. Some might feel like I am thinking something through out loud, because honestly, I probably am. You will hear humor here, but not the performative kind. You will hear vulnerability, but not the polished version meant to make people comfortable. This is not about presenting answers. It is about letting questions breathe long enough to mean something. And that brings me to the heart of why this moment matters so much to me. For a long time now, I have been working on a project quietly. Not because I doubted it, but because it required patience and honesty in ways I was still growing into. That project is my upcoming book, and it is titled Mouthy. Even now, saying that out loud feels significant. The title is intentional. For most of my life, my voice has been something people had opinions about. Too loud, too emotional, too direct, too much, or at other times, not present enough, not speaking up soon enough, holding back when it mattered. I learned early how to read a room and adjust myself accordingly. I learned how to decide which parts of me were welcome and which ones were better left unspoken. For a while, that felt like survival, and in many ways it was. But silence has weight, and over time, carrying unsaid things becomes heavier than speaking them. Mouthy is what happens when you stop apologizing for your voice and start listening to it instead. This book is not about being loud for attention or saying things just to provoke. It is about honesty, about finally allowing yourself to name what you feel without filtering it into something more acceptable. It holds poems and reflections that came from moments I could no longer avoid, moments where pretending cost more than telling the truth. It is specific. It is lived in. It is not designed to impress. It is designed to connect. I am incredibly proud of this book, and I am also deeply aware of how vulnerable it is to share something like this. That combination of pride and fear is how I know this project matters. If you have ever been told you were too much or not enough, if you have ever edited yourself before speaking, if you have ever struggled with taking up space without guilt, this book was written with you in mind. This channel and this book are connected. Mouthy is not a standalone moment. It is the beginning of a larger creative journey. Over the coming months, I will be sharing more about the process behind the book, the stories that shaped it, and the moments that challenged me while making it. You will also see where my creativity goes next. I am no longer interested in forcing it to stay in one place. I want to let it move, explore, and evolve openly. That is what this year represents for me. Not a reinvention, but an expansion. Before I close this first episode, I want to thank you for being here at the start. Not later, not after it feels established or safe. Right now, time is the most valuable thing we give anyone, and I do not take that lightly. If this is your first time hearing my voice, welcome. If you have been quietly watching and waiting, I am glad you stayed. So let me leave you with this. This is the many channels of cable. This is a new year and a new journey. And the book is mouthy. Check the show notes, get on the list, be part of the beginning, instead of catching up later. I am Cable. And whatever channel you move through next this year, do not silence yourself to make someone else more comfortable. Stay tuned.